times above numbers, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga has been termed to be the epitome of Kenyans' suffering, while a vast majority of Kenyans have alluded that this is a man to whom has mastered and perfected on the art of political conmanship. And in this episode, I'll just like to give my 2-cent deep analysis onto why the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga is none of the above, but rather a man to whom has mastered the art of timing. Now, if I can just draw some flashback, back in 2018, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga chose to go for a handshake at the footsteps of Harambee House with the former president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And immediately when he was asked why he had chosen to go all alone and not being accompanied by his fellow NASA principals, he was very categorical to state that the handshake was purposely meant for those who took part in his swearing in. Remember, the handshake came after a time that he had been sworn in by the self-proclaimed General, Dr. Miguna. And as of the time of this broadcast, you and I are alive to the cognizant fact that the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga and President William Samoei Ruto are forming a broad-based government. And if I can draw some flashback to you, is that back in 2007, it was termed to be a Nosumkate government. Back in 2018, they named it a handshake. And currently, it is named a broad-based government. And since time immemorial, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga always has a coverted and strategic tactics of he joining the government. For example, in this ongoing protest, right at the helm of the protest, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga found it to be the leeway of him associating with President Ruto so that they can form a broad-based government. And that is exactly where the art of timing comes in. Imagine this, right at the helm of the protest, when neither the opposition nor the citizens were willingly ready to associate with President Ruto, he knew that this is the right time that I should associate myself with President William Samoei Ruto. And here we are today. They have already formed a broad-based government. I know, as a matter of fact, they must have cut deals with President William Samoei Ruto. And that is exactly why Kenyans prefer calling him greedy or a conman, a political conman. But from where I sit, strategically, he is very calculative, simply because he knows what to do at the right timing. When Kinakalonzo were bashing President William Samoei Ruto, he critically thought and knew that this is the right time that I should call this man and join his government. And indeed, it is now a success. From where I sit, I know in one way or the other, his decision to form a broad-based government with President William Samoei Ruto may have triggered anger to a vast majority of Kenyans. My simple advice to the same Kenyans is that they should just accept the reality of how things are and move on, because in one way or the other, we can't reverse that being a reality, and it is his own decision that he's decided to do it. However, look at it in this way. He has decided to form government with Ruto, leaving his core principles in the darkest and the coldest corner of the opposition, as he is whining, or as he has decided to go and wine and dine with the big boys in government. But honestly, from where I sit, that has just been my opinion. If you do have a contrary opinion to mine, you can feel free to drop them in the comment section and I'll give them a right of reply. Thank you, and may God bless you.